Okay, welcome back to another video. This is part 3 of Michelle Lau's story involving TDJ's daughter, Cora Coleman, and her adopted son, Jason. So we're going to hear part 3 of the video, and let's review it together. Here we go.
I just came to say a couple of things. Number one, I didn't just start speaking. Okay? I didn't just start speaking. I've been speaking up since 2016. Nobody would listen. Nobody was tuning in to hear what I was saying. Nobody was listening. Nobody was listening. I've been speaking up and speaking out since 2016. And nobody would listen to me. I'm not speaking up and speaking out now because of what's going on. It's only natural for me to feel something when my child is in the home. Okay? First of all, I have been messaging these people privately for years. Okay? Let's get that clear across the board. I have been messaging these people for years, privately, emailing, reaching out to other people that know them that can get in touch with them. Haven't known where Jason lives or nothing like that. So I'm not just saying something now. I'm not just saying something now. People are just now listening because of what's going on with Brandon. I'm not feeding no horse while it's down because I've been trying to rectify the situation in high school. One thing I'm not going to do with, I'm not going to be played with it. You either going to come with the truth and come correct or don't come at all, because otherwise I'm going to keep on fighting. The only way I know how. The only way I know how. I'm not going to deal with anything that's not honest, that's not truth, that's not right. And yeah, there's 3 sides to every story. They side, my side, and the truth. But my side going to align with the truth because that's what I want. Every goddamn day. That's what I'm talking. That's how I live. I live a life of truth, honesty, and integrity every motherfucking day. So anything that comes out my mouth is going to be the motherfucking truth. I didn't wait years to say anything. I didn't wait years to say anything. I said it in a moment. I said it while it was happening. I might not have been as vocal because I was trying to handle it behind closed doors. Because I just could not believe people that I've known since I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way into adulthood could do me this way. I wanted to believe that somehow this person will see what their actions and what they've done can cause. And there will be some form of reconciliation. But reconciliation can't happen without truth, baby. Reconciliation can't happen without truth, baby. You have to be honest in order to be reconciled, okay? It's y'all sage people, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go there, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost church. Come on, people. Did y'all want to go there? When you are committing yourself to Christ, right? You have to come and repent all of your sins, correct? You have to be honest with yourself, right? And you got to be honest with Christ, right? To reconcile back unto your Father, right? That's how it goes, right? So why doesn't that apply in real life? Why doesn't it apply in real life? anybody in my life, if you can't sit down and have an honest conversation about what the fuck you did and how it led for events to transpire, and if you can't hold no accountability, if you can't hold no responsibility, there's no more of a reconciliation. And that's where it's at right now. I can own my parts as I have, but I'm no longer letting other motherfuckers get away with not owning theirs and continue to keep my son away from me. Because I don't care what no motherfucking court system say. You got people that got court orders in place to this day and don't abide. Because it's for the greater good of the child. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none. I wasn't a deadbeat mother, never been in my life. Y'all come in, people talking about, it seemed like when she was yeah, I was homeless in the sense of not having a place that has my name on the lease or on the deed. But my kids were never in a place where they didn't have running water, they didn't have a light, they didn't have a bed to sleep in or a TV to watch, where they didn't have clean clothes, soaps to wash their motherfucking asses. They never had to experience that, okay?
Okay, let me pause it right there. She's saying, okay, because she was homeless, they were saying that she wasn't able to care for her children, but that's not neglect. Being homeless is not neglectful. You know, you still can care for your children while you're homeless, you know, because she looked like she was trying to get on her feet and she was believing in her friend Cora to help her get on her feet. You've been in situations where you have been temporarily homeless. You know, I can say that it's not a good feeling. So you be reaching out to people that you think that have your back or at least in your corner until you able to get back on your feet. And so they preyed on that and took advantage of that. Cora did.
Right. And yeah, she wasn't being neglectful because she was homeless. No. She took care of her kids. She never gave up on her kids. She never left them. You know, she was a good mother. She was doing the best that she could. And, as a single mother. And it's hard alone being a single mother, you know, and there are times when you fall on hard times. So no, she
Correct.
wasn't being neglectful at all. I don't think so.
Okay,
And
let's
yeah, she
continue.
was and yeah, she was leaning on her friend Cora to, confiding in her, and she needed a friend.
Okay, good point.
They never had to experience homeless in a way of people think when you say homeless. Even if I was staying in an extended stay hotel, let me tell you, that extended stay hotel that I paid over $1,000 in a month's time to stay in had water, had a sink, had a kitchen, had a stove, had a table, had a TV, had two beds, had a phone line, had a bathtub, had a shower with the shower curtain. It came with towels and soap and shampoo and conditioner every motherfucking day. So say what you want to say. Feel how you want to feel. I'm not, first of all, I'm such a private person. Number one, I don't even get on Facebook, Instagram, and make lives. I ain't did that since I was going to hair school. I don't even be on social media like that. I be behind the scenes looking. I'm not even I don't be checking up on what other people got going on because I got enough shit going on in my own. I got real shit going on over here. I got bills I got to pay over here. I got kids I got to take care of here. I don't have time to sit on the internet. But the truth is the truth. And this is all I'm going to say again. And I'm not defending it no more, but I had to let it be known. Because you got other people talking about they was around, they was around with certain things. Wasn't nobody, y'all, the people y'all saying there, you wasn't there, baby. You wasn't there when that baby in the corner, when Cora baby in the corner and her husband's office, and told me that if I didn't give them my son, I'm gonna demonstrate to you just how she did it. And in the voice and in the tone she did it. I don't have no reason to lie. I've been dealing with this shit since 2016. I've been speaking up since the latter end of 2016. If you go check my receipts, baby, go down my timeline, baby, go down my pictures, baby, go to my Instagram, D Michelle out, baby, go there, check the receipts. I've been speaking out. I've been saying something. I'm just getting louder. I'm just getting louder. That's all it is. I'm just getting louder. I am just getting louder because I'm tired. As I stated, it has everything to do with what they have done to me and other people. Let's not get this misconstrued because there's a lot of people saying a lot of shit. So let's set the record straight right now. My child was never in no foster care, no foster system, no adoptive system. My child was never in that. None of them were. None of my kids have been taken from me. Outside of Jason. None of it. Outside of Jason. So let's
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You hear what's going on so far?
Yeah, and I would just like to say a comment. People, especially Christians, think that they're better than most people, especially Christians like them because they have more money. So they manipulated her, made her think that she was neglecting her children because she couldn't provide for them the way that they would provide for their, if she had children, if Cora had children, because she has a lot of money and how she was brought up with money. And that's hypocrisy because, or like, you know, you can't think that you're
Yeah,
better than somebody, you know, just because you have more money than them and you're more
right.
fortunate.
I think that
Yeah, she played on her weakness and her vulnerability. She did.
people say that Christians think they're better because they live a lifestyle that people be wanting, and they don't want to do it themselves, so they get mad at call them a Christian or label them it's bad people in every area, but they like to point out Christians a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Christians,
Okay.
they're you know, they made a bad name for themselves. We all know that because they always pretend like they're so holy or they're so better than everybody else, and they're not. They're not perfect.
No. Yeah, and that's what she was kind of saying in the video. She was saying that where's the accountability? You know, she said you should come and reconcile. What she said, when you come to Christ, you reconcile, you know, you lay it all out, you know, basically. She said, but they're not actually doing that. They're just they're just saying it, you know, because she's Michelle sounds like she was actually believing in the word. She was believing in the church. She was believing in the ministry, and she was living up to what the scriptures was saying because they were teaching and preaching it, but they're not living up to their own word. They're doing things behind the scene that's against the word. That's against the scriptures. That's against the Bible, pretty much.
And like she was saying, you must confess truly your heart to your, you know, confess and be honest with yourself, be honest with Christ. You know, you can't go up there and pretend like everything's all right in front of a crowd of people, you know, to protect your name. I understand that he was trying to protect his name, but it's just not right.
Okay,
Just
let's
like
go to
green,
the
it's just like Greenleaf.
Well, some people be they judge before they get to know what's going on, and then they say that, oh, you're a Christian, so you should be this, and you should have a be a little more perfect than I am because you study the word and all that stuff. But everybody falls short because like I can go to anyone, any religion, any person that don't believe in God or believe in God, that they fall short to everything that they say they're gonna do. I hear people have New Year's resolution, and then they say they gonna stop doing this, and then they end up still doing it the next day. So I don't understand why it's just most of the time people always point their finger, thinking Christians supposed to be perfect. If you wouldn't need God if He was perfect. So that's just my opinion.
Okay, let's continue.
Be clear on that. I've never been a deadbeat mother. I've never been I've been the type of mama that, and then I'm also the type of child's mother that most men pray for. Okay? Because I gave my kids, let me talk about my kids. I don't even talk about it. I don't never trash that man. And then whatever we done gone through, I ain't never trashed that man online on social media. Because one thing I know, two things for sure. If you give a man time to grow and to mature, he's going to come back and make right what he did wrong. And that's exactly what the fuck he did. And that's exactly what the fuck he's doing now. So I would never trash any of my baby daddies on a national, on any type of social media. I don't care what they doing now, and they have no time for it. Now, I don't get online to trash and to keep people while they're down. Y'all don't understand that I've been trying, like I said, I've been trying to fight this behind closed doors for years now. I've been making posts and statuses and uploads for years now. I've even left comments under their page, and you know what they do? They delete them. They delete them for years. They tell me the reason why they want to sit down, and I have messages. I just haven't released them now. But I have messages, baby. I have messages. They told me they want to sit down and have a meeting with me because they were scared of me. Because of how passionate I am. But see, when you are a mother, and you have been a mother, and not just a mother. Shout out to all the aunties and mothers that take care of children that they didn't have, or adopted parents that shout out to y'all, but this situation is different. Okay? So don't take it out of context. I'm speaking on this situation. When you are a goddamn mama that has actually carried a child, went into labor, through all of those labor pains, push that baby out. Turn around and breastfeed that baby. Turn around and take care of that baby. You are going to be passionate like I am. When you're walking in truth, you're going to be, some people are calm, I was calm. Now look.
Let me ask you a question. So do you think that if a woman has not carried a child to full term and actually pushed the child out, do you think that she would have the same feeling as a mother that did actually have a child?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't
That
agree
is
with
a
that either.
that is a no-brainer, and I can understand that because I've gone through that.
And yeah, and especially when it's your own child, I cannot imagine somebody taking my child. Okay, that they would not get away with doing that. Not on my watch. Not
When
on my
you
watch.
when you've
It will
never
never happen.
been when you've never been in someone's shoes before, you can't really understand. There's no way for you to understand because you've never experienced that. Now, I used to think about that when I was a kid, like before I even had children. What was it like? What would it be like to have a daughter? What would it be like to have kids? And I never imagined what it would be like until I had kids for myself and gone through that. And now I see, like, oh my God, this is what it's like. So when you've never had kids, you've never gone through that, you've never gone through the labor, you've never gone through actually carrying the child, you don't there's no way for you to even understand or comprehend the pain and the emotions that a mother feels for her children.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand because I'm a man, so I wouldn't understand that. And that, but from the outside looking in, I always see that a mother and their child has a very strong connection, and it's hard to break it. But then you have like some mothers that not a mother, and they treat you, and they don't treat you as like they mirror your child, and I've seen that happen, and and the child don't have that connection with the mother because of the actions with the mother, how the mother behaves towards the child.
Now, if you was to put the shoe on the other foot, I mean, for the people that don't have children, that doesn't mean that they can't be a mother to someone else or a father to someone else that's not their kid. You don't have to necessarily be biological to have a connection with a child. But I mean, what is a mother? What is a father? Does being biological to them make you a mother or a father?
Well, you know what? Sometimes I'm gonna have to say that there are some mothers out there that actually had their children that they don't give a damn about. They will leave their kid in the alley, or they now you do have some mothers that even though they have carried a child to full term and but they don't have an attachment to that child, they didn't want the child. Like you said, there are adoption agencies, and every situation is different. Some situations a mother probably was too young, right? She would give her daughter or child up for adoption. In those cases, okay, you gave it to a couple that couldn't have children of their own, and you willingly gave them your child. That's a difference than somebody tricking you out of getting your child. That's where I have a problem. There's nothing wrong with you adopting children. It's still not the same as you actually having a child that came from you. It's not the same. And
Absolutely.
in this
And
case, she stole her baby allegedly, according to Michelle. She was tricked and conned out of her child,
yeah, and
and these
absolutely.
folks are
And
in the church,
and Cora's
period.
case, And in Cora's case, I can understand the bond that she had with the baby as well. And I can see why she did what she did, even though it does not make it right at all for her to do that. But she probably had a bond with the child growing up because she did say that they were close since they were 12, and she probably grew up with the baby, seeing the baby grow up. She couldn't have kids. She probably felt like a godmother or an aunt to the child, and she just couldn't let the child go. And but Cora, you're wrong. Like, I mean, this is someone else's child. This is not yours. You're wrong. You can't. And I know you probably feel like you're right, but no, that's not the way to do it.
And I believe you can't be right. If you steal anything, it's stealing. So if you steal someone's child, it's still wrong. So there's no right in stealing. So I don't see no righteousness in that. So for that to be said, that is wrong, and for people to label that just because she's called herself a Christian, and that they label that all Christians are most of the Christians are like her because she's part of the leader of a church, but she don't um, carry everything as a whole over the whole person that believes in God or in the church or anything like that. She shouldn't label God in a small little window just because they're wrong. Like that God is not working inside, because everybody in that Potter house probably ain't doing the same thing as the leader is doing right now, or whoever the daughter is doing right now to her, stealing and trying to justify by stealing. And that's just wrong in itself. If you're going to first steal and then you're going to lie about it. So that's wrong.
Well, this is not the first time that a
Well, I
Christian
disagree with
did
that.
something wrong, but she just, she is a leader and it makes it even worse. But Christians do make a bad name for themselves because a majority of them are supposed to be leaders. They're supposed to be doing the right thing. And most of them are doing worse than regular people that don't believe, unbelievers.
Yeah, but you can't turn a blind eye to a situation involving the leaders of your congregation or ministry. You cannot say, look, because if it's some foul play going on in this ministry, in this church, it needs to be brought out to the light. And if anybody in that ministry knows about what's going on or involved in this case in any type of way, they need to be called out and brought to the forefront, and they need to resolve this matter instead of trying to sweep it under the rug and act like this woman is going to go away, because it doesn't sound like she's going away. She wants answers. And if all they can come out with is a statement saying that, yeah, she did nothing wrong as far as adopting Jason, well, where's the court documents and paperwork for y'all to show that this is true? Why is it being sealed? Why is it being covered up? Why is it nobody in Dallas talking about this? We know why. Because they're playing favoritism. Because their leader, T.D. Jakes, is a very powerful man around the world, not just in Dallas. So it's a cover up. That's the whole point of what I'm making. It has nothing to do with what they're teaching out of the Bible. They're not following what they're teaching. That's the whole point.
And Bishop may not be able to make his daughter do anything because his daughter is grown. But why isn't he speaking out? Is it just to protect his name?
Correct. Because they have an image and a false perception to hide. They have to keep up this false image. It's a cover up.
And that's not right because you're not being honest. And that's
And
the
it's
whole
involving
point.
people. Yeah, it's involving people in their real lives.
And
This
that's the whole
lady is
point that
mourning
Michelle
like her
is trying to
son
make.
without having her son in her life.
And that's the whole point Michelle's trying to make. Like you're not being honest. You're not being honest with yourself. You're not being honest with your whole congregation. You're not being honest with the people, the public. So who can you be honest with? If you can't be honest with God, if you can't be honest with yourself.
Well, let me say, these churches, we know that they be doing some stuff behind the scenes. They're not really all about helping people like that. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. And I don't care what nobody say. That's this situation right here. And that's majority of all these churches out here. And then they claim it in the name of God, which is, the hypocrisy. Because God is not condoning you taking mothers' children. God's not condoning that. Nowhere in the word of the scripture of the Bible does it say, that that's okay. Allegedly, if it's true. But let's continue.
I agree.
Now, look, hello,
And
good morning today.
that
I'm up.
they shouldn't do that because
I woke up today.
And my dad was
I woke
talking.
up today and chose
Mom.
to That's what the fuck I got. I woke up today and chose to say no more, no motherfucking more. That's what I did when I woke up today. It got everything to do with it. I woke up today and chose no more. If I was going to say something because of what's going on with Brent, I would have said something at the beginning of this month when I found out. Because I didn't just find out. I just found out details, but I didn't just find out that the man was arrested. I would have came out then. I woke up today because I chose no more. I'm not going to wake up another day feeling defeated because I feel like I don't have a voice when it comes to the pain and the hurt of what these people, what she has done to me, what her husband has done to me, and not being able to see my son, and not being able to talk to my son. I can't sit no more and privately try to contact people who are not even reading my messages. Not even responding. I left comments on Bishop Jake's sermon when he's gone live. I left comments on there. Just asking, can you please reach out to me? I left comments on First Lady's lives. Can you please reach out to me? I sent messages. Can somebody please reach out to me? Then, because, hey, I am trying to contact somebody because I want to see my son. And me trying to contact Cora is not working. I'm not getting a response. Other than when her husband called me, talking for the both of them. Told me that he was going to set it up for me and Cora to sit down and talk. And that's when I told him, well, that's fine, you sit down and talk, but everybody got me honest. I never had to sit down. I never had to talk. That's the last I heard from him, and I didn't even hear from her. And that was in my shop. So that was probably 2019. 2018, 2019. Nothing. So I'm not lying, I'm not faking no tears. I'm not conjuring up or concocting a story for views. It's not because it's convenient, because of what they're going through, or it's because it's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. They're gonna have me sign all kinds of NDAs. Like, it's the truth. If somebody is willing to speak out regardless of the NDA, they should tell y'all that it's the truth. Because, you know, if I don't act in fear, I'm never gonna act at all. I'm gonna keep trying to fight this thing behind closed doors and not getting no help, and more victims, more and more victims, more and more victims, or previous victims are gonna continue to sit and wallow in the same stuff that I had to sit and wallow, that I'm having to sit and wallow in because there's. Thank you, Adrian. I've been speaking on this for years now. Just to clarify, the naysayers and the doubters, and just to clarify, she got the people speaking for her in Congress. Just to clarify, you said you got people speaking for you and still ain't reached out to me. You said you got people speaking for you and still have not reached out to me.
Can you pause it?
I'm not going nowhere.
Okay, go ahead.
She's been trying to tell people this for years. And why is that? Why is it so hard for people to listen to her? What was the big deal back then that where they couldn't listen to what she was saying? She's been asking to reach out to Bishop, to their family, to other people, and no one's been able to listen to her until now. So why is that? Why is that?
There could be a lot of reasons why somebody not listening to her, but in my opinion, I think that, you know what I'm saying, she's venting about what's going on, and that sometimes, like, if it was me and I had it and I felt like I was right, I ain't saying they right, you know what I'm saying, I'm just saying that if I thought I was, I'll be like, I'm not finna sit here and just keep on saying over and over it's not true. Like, you say, why he's not saying anything? If I get up there and say, hey, it's not true, or I send a statement but towards someone else, because I'm a businessman, I got more important things to talk about, because the court already didn't granted me the baby. I feel you and all this stuff, but I don't want to deal with that. So I understand in that point of view. I understand her point of view that she's upset and that whatever happens, she got her baby taken, and that it's serious to her, but it's not as big of a deal to them because they're not addressing it. And I feel that's wrong. You know, you should be able to, some kind of God conscience should come into your heart to be like, you know what, I ain't gonna keep on continuing hurting this. Reach out to this girl that's keep crying, whatever, and act like you don't hear him crying, whatever.
Yeah, and is that possible for a church leader to be that unconscious when it comes to just listening to what someone has to say, especially when they're involved, or if it's Bishop's daughter that's involved? I mean, or if it's just her being involved, like she's a leader, they're both leaders. Is that impossible for them?
He should be able to address it, and there's no excuse where I just threw out a suggestion, but what he might be thinking, but there's really no excuse, because there's no excuse in your bad behavior. Are you wrong or are you right? You know what I'm saying? He's wrong because he's a leader. He needs to address it. If you see someone in pain and hurting in your family that you govern, that you cover, you need to be the head of the household. Like you said, you the head, not the tail. You need to go down there and figure this out and get this resolved and talk about the solution to this. Ignoring it ain't gonna go away.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm here, baby. I am here. I am here. I'm not going nowhere. These victims are not going nowhere. These people are not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're not. I'm not going to stop telling my story. I've been telling my story for years. I've been asking for help for years. I've been messaging lawyers for years. I've been messaging them for years. It's not right. And everybody should be for what's right. It doesn't matter how you feel about a person. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. And you
Right.
can't argue with that. What's right is right. It was wrong. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. And I go through my emotions of being sad and emotional and crying, to be angry, to speaking in the tone that I'm speaking in, because it's a range of emotions to people that want to leave idiotic comments. It's a range of emotions that goes on. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes, you might laugh from a memory. Sometimes you're angry and infuriated. Like, it's a range of emotions. I'm all of them. I'm all of them.
You pause it.
Yeah.
I'm all of them.
So yeah, I would just like to say I would be crazy too if somebody took my kid. I mean, and I would not be calm and collected, just sitting there like everything's okay. No, I would be mad. I would be just like her. I would probably be so crazy that I would go on social media. I would do whatever I have to do to get my child back because I know that, I mean, it was a mistake that I made when I was down and a snake came in and took advantage of me. It happens to the best of us. So, I mean, come on. People have to understand she's crazy right now or she sounds crazy right now. It's because her child is gone. If your child was gone, you will be probably doing something worse than what she's doing.
Yep. That's true. I would be
Well,
going ballistic.
well put. Because I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't sympathize with this woman? I mean, I don't get up here and make videos. I'm a cloud watcher and I may engage in chat rooms from time to time, but mainly like this story is so heartfelt. You can't help but to feel sympathy and empathy for this woman and what she's going through. And she's pouring her heart out for people to help her to see what's going on within this mega church. And see, I keep going circling back to the church because they're the ones. This is not just somebody that's not in the church, that's used to scamming, that's used to. These are people that these people come to these people church and pay them money. They are being deceived. So if you don't even have an obligation to stand up for that, then
Yeah,
what
and
are we doing
churches
here?
and churches are supposed to help people. You know, we look
This is
up to
why I
these
don't go to
people.
them. This is the reason why I do not go to churches, because I know the game and I know the hustle. I know that they're not living up to the word that they're teaching and preaching other people to follow. Give your money, pay your tithes. But what are they doing with the money? Right?
And
What are they
usually
really doing?
And usually the mega churches like these are the ones that are doing the most evil things because some churches, not all churches are like this. Like some churches, small churches, they actually help the homeless. They reach out. They have resources to help people. So they don't need all this money. They don't need all that. They really need money to help people, but people are giving their money to these churches that are already rich, and that's just taking money for themselves. I don't see them doing really much for the people, to be honest.
I don't think that we should say that one apple spoils a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was just to look at, say, all churches, a lot of big churches or whatever church doesn't follow up what they're saying, just let that person be accountable for what they did. Like, okay, if he's wrong, then he's wrong. Like, that's just being prejudiced to say everybody is like that. If just that person that came to the light, might be some more, but you can't just say all is like that.
Well, I was saying all the big churches mainly are the ones I don't really see them doing much, but some smaller churches are actually doing things for the homeless and helping people. They don't really need all that money. And they do need it, but they don't have to sell their soul and all that to get money.
For me to actually know that, I would have to be inside the church working and doing that to even make that allegation. But we talking about their church, so it's it's smelling, it stinks. So it's like it's coming
Okay,
out.
let me ask
Like
you a
you can
question,
see.
okay? So
All right,
why isn't any of these other so-called mega leaders saying anything about Bishop T.D. Jakes and this scandal going on in his ministry? Because if
that's
they're so for right, if they're so
That's a good
for
question.
godly principles, nobody is questioning Bishop Jakes' situation with his daughter. Nobody ain't saying nothing in the mega churches. His friends, nobody is saying nothing, right? The people see what's going on, but they're gonna keep up the fake facade and act like nothing is going on. That's the hypocrisy that I'm talking about.
well we
Who's
well
gonna
I don't
stand
know.
up for right? Who's gonna
I
stand
don't.
up? And this is where I talk about leadership. Real leadership, it does not happen in the church. It doesn't happen in the church because we see what these leaders do. They get the money, they gone.
Some leaders,
Some leaders, which one's not doing that?
and
Which
and don't
leaders
be
are not
closed.
doing it?
Don't We shouldn't be closed minded if
We should
we
be able
don't
to call out one that's
if
not doing it. Which one is not doing it?
I'm saying we don't know.
You should. Do you know one that's not doing it?
I don't even know one period personally. But I'm saying I don't know
But
if
you said,
if they
but you
talk.
just said that it's not all of them. So which ones that's not doing that?
I said we can't say it's all of them because like through life experience, you can't say all of anything is like that. If you go into any type of place, if you go into a McDonald's and you say all McDonald's is rude, got rude uh, workers there, and you just had experience with one worker, I can't say every McDonald's in the world got rude workers. That would just be insane to say some stuff like that because
What
I
what
can't meet every last one of them.
what church? What mega church have you been to that they did anything for you?
Well, what you mean, like spiritually or financially? Spiritually, they done a lot for me, but financially, I do it for my. The spiritual helps me do the financial for myself.
So I guess that would be a no. None of them, right?
Yeah, they do. I say yeah.
What did I said? What did they do?
They
What
helped
have any
me.
mega church done for you?
They helped me with my spirituality. They helped me grow closer to God with the Word of God, reading it to me, explaining the Word to God, explaining the Word of God to me. That's what they do for me. It's a spiritual. Give me spiritual food to go out through my day
So what they
to
need
be able
money
to handle
for?
certain things in the world.
So what do they need money for?
I don't know. I don't know. But all I do know is that when I give, it's better to give than
So if you
receive.
actually
So
needed help, which one
I
of these
can
mega
I can
churches
answer that.
actually
I can answer that.
financially helped you any type of way?
I can answer that of what they need money for because they need money. It's a business. Everything is a business. So they need money to pay the bills. They need money to keep it afloat. They need money to get richer, to help their household, and to keep getting richer off of our money. It's a business.
they also have a salary. So all that money don't go in their pocket.
What
I
salary did
mean,
Christ have?
I don't know what salary Christ had. They didn't speak on him having no salary. I don't think he did.
Who
I
was
don't
signing
know.
Christ's checks? Who was paying Christ in the Bible? Because you read in the Bible, right?
Yeah. I
Did
mean,
Christ
but
have a,
as
was he on anybody's payroll? As a
as
matter of
far as
fact,
my
Christ
knowledge, no.
gave. He didn't even covered all his money and assets and all this stuff to himself.
Well, he had 2 loaves of bread and 2 fish or something, and
It was
fed
two fish
a
and 5 loaves of
multitude.
bread. But
Yeah.
what did he?
How did
But
he
I'm
do
just
that?
saying, all I'm saying is that you would be able to see the fruits of anything that these churches been around here for years. Out of all, at least 10 years, we could say, let's just go back 10 years. Are we any better than we was since before these mega churches came up? Wealth, health, and prosperity, all this teaching and preaching for years. What has it really done? Are we any better off now than we were then?
I can't speak for everyone,
What
but
are
I
these
can't speak
churches
for
really
myself.
doing that you can see on a large scale that, hey, we need the church?
I ain't say
They've
I
been in
need
it
the
for
church.
their own selfish gains.
The church is in me. It ain't a building.
If the church in
I
you, then
don't.
you don't need to go there to hear
I
another
don't need to
sermon
go
that you
there,
done
but I
heard
go
50 million times.
because I'm a type of person that easily forget. Like if I live in the world and it's nothing but devils around all day, I'm surrounded by devils trying to be an angel. It's like suicide. So like if I'm around all these devils, I need to be around some word of God as someone's talking about so I can feel the spirit of God in me. But if I walk around myself, just me and God, then I don't feel no spirit, no Holy Ghost power or anything. Then I'm just walking around here getting fed by the devil. Then I start doing devilish things. Then I start looking at porn. Then
What are
I
you
start
talking
lying.
about, Dante?
Then I
I'm not
start
talking
selling.
about you. Listen,
I'm talking about what the
you
church
always
does for
drift
me
off into talking about you. I'm
because I
talking
have to
about
keep it on me.
I'm talking about the mega pastors in these churches. You keep talking about, well, it feed my spirit. We're not listen. I'm talking
You
about
asked me a question,
what
I
are
answered
they
it.
doing collectively as the
You,
mega churches. It seems like people should be off the street. If all this money is being stored up for the people, then why isn't we seeing anything being done for the people? That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about you in one scripture you read.
I'm not talking about the scripture. I'm talking about you asked me what have they done for me, and when I answered, you said,
You told me
"Well, I'm
they
talking
fed you
about me."
spiritually, that you could open up the
Yeah,
Bible yourself and read. And then
yeah, I
when I asked
can,
you,
but
what if you needed some real help, can you go to your mega church and your pastor and they will be able to help you financially? You told me you couldn't answer that.
Well, he said
I,
that he did explain it. He said that he can't get the spirit just at home. In his personal life, he has to go somewhere where he can get the
Listen,
spirit and the knowledge
okay,
because
I'm
he
not
forgets.
talking about your spirit right now. I'm talking about money that these people are collecting from people.
well,
I'm talking
yeah,
about the money that they're collecting. What are they doing with the money? Because it looks like to me that TD Jakes and them that got all this money and power is using it not to help people. They're using it against people that's in their church. He ain't the
yeah,
only one. Why you acting like you don't know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about, but you act like you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm saying when I go to church, I feed myself. If I give
I'm
them
not
money,
talking
you say what
about
they do.
you.
I know.
I'm not
You
talking
won't let me
about you.
finish. Well, let me finish. I said that I answered that question, then I'm going to the next one. I do not know what they do with their money. Kamaria said that maybe they have to pay bills, they have to do this with this and that. And everything that you saying, I'm not inside the congregation. I ain't saying the word right. Congregation to know for a fact what they do with the money. I just go by what you said, what the next person said, what they gossip about, what TV taught me, what the comedians say, and all this stuff of what the church does when I actually haven't even been inside where they do their business at. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. And the person that should know is the person that work inside the church. But since I don't work inside the church, how can I answer a question I don't know?
Because
What they do with the money?
they have to get a salary, right? I mean, it's a business,
Listen,
so they have to get a
listen,
salary.
listen, listen. TD Jakes, do you know how much TD Jakes net worth is?
No,
Do you know? Dante,
nope.
No, and I don't know.
it's
I don't care
$25
really.
million.
Okay.
That's a
What that
hell of
got
a
to do with me?
salary.
Yeah.
You think that all that money is for him or
Huh.
for God?
But I don't really think that it would be easy to get up there in
I don't
front of
know what it's
a
for.
crowd of people and preach,
It
well,
ain't for you.
doing all that hooping and hollering.
It ain't for you because I guarantee you, if you went to his church every Sunday, that if you was hungry, you wouldn't get $1. I want you to call TD Jakes Ministries and tell them you're a hungry black man in America and you need shelter, you need a place to stay. Is he gonna take care of you? Are they gonna do anything for you? Matter of fact, why don't you call your own bishop and your own church and let them know your situation and let's see how far they go to help you. I would believe it when I see it. If TDJ's got $25 million sitting in the bank, he can't buy you a cheeseburger. He can't do, what are they doing for the community? What are they doing for the people? What are they doing with the money? It's all I'm saying. If you can't tell me what they doing with the money, or if they can really help people out here, then I don't want to hear nothing. Period. All right, let's continue because I'm not trying to make this video 3 hours.
You probably did. I ain't really been talking to nobody. Because I am just so outdone how people, I am just so outdone about people. I'm so outdone about it. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say in the comments and whatever have you, and that's fine. You want to be entitled to your own opinion, but I'm stating facts. I'm stating facts. I'm stating facts. It ain't right. It ain't right how people of power.
Hello, I'm back.
How people of power can control the narrative, have reign in courthouses, with judges, with lawyers. It's amazing. It's amazing how they do that. Like, I don't know how they do that. So I just want to clarify that, you know, clarify that I wasn't a deadbeat mother, wasn't a deadbeat parent. I was literally dealing with postpartum depression. Another thing I want to say, I'm like, well, she probably was dealing with postpartum depression before Justin. And if I did, I was still dealing with postpartum depression after Justin. So if I was dealing with it before and I didn't receive the proper help or the proper treatment and I dealt with it after Jason, wouldn't that make matters worse? Wouldn't that make my mental state unstable worse? I swear people need to think before they speak, before they comment, before they say anything. That would make it worse. Because it's a problem left untreated. That's common sense. Thank you, Vanessa. Everybody that knows me and that has been around me and that has met my kids, hey, I'm all in their business. I'm all in their business. I'm all up in through their business. Just like my mama was me, just a little bit more understanding. It wasn't been my grace, but I'm all up in their business. Anybody that knows me knows that when it comes to my children, I will cut you off. My kids is president of everything, anything. I will stop fucking with you, stop talking to you behind my kids. If I feel like you ain't, you know, I am a mother, okay? And I have had support. Yes, I have had support. I've had a support system. Yes, my mother has helped me. My aunts have helped me. Even my uncles have helped me. My brother has helped me. My sister has helped me. And their dad are helping me. So you wonder how I did it? That's how I did it. That's how I did it. Even while I was going through what I was going through. That's why I did it. And I continue to say, I will take accountability and responsibility for what my part, but I'm not taking accountability or responsibility for my child being taken. I'm not doing that. And you can't get me to do that. I'm going to take accountability and responsibility for not being in the right state of mind to see what was going on. And I'm going to take accountability and responsibility for not moving faster. I'm going to take accountability and responsibility for giving people the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to take accountability and responsibility for even trusting myself back in that situation when this person had already showed me who they were in 2007.
Thank you. Thank you, lady.
That's what I'm going to take accountability
She said she going to take
I'm not taking
accountability.
accountability for no manipulation, no coercion, not putting me under duress, not none of it. And as I begin to clarify this as well, people saying, well, how did this happen? How did that happen? Baby went coercion. Basically, you are forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do. It's under duress. Look it up. Okay? That's how. I was bawling my eyes out when I was signing my rights because I didn't want to do it. I told her that I didn't want to do it. I told her that I didn't want to give my a message where she has confirmed that I did not take any money from her. She offered me money and I did not take it. What part do y'all not understand? I did not take the money. I did not take the money because I never wanted to give my child up. I needed help. I needed help. I needed resources. I needed guidance. That's what I needed. Not for somebody to take my child because they feel that the environment is not safe. Well, the environment is not safe for one child. It's not safe for all of them. You didn't try to take all of them. You just try to take one. So let the truth be told.
Got a point.
Let the truth be told. And just to let y'all know, I'm not in that state anymore, baby. My children have a house that they come home to in their own rooms. Okay? On a nice side of town. With all the bougie people. You know? I'm not there no more and I haven't been there in years. Okay? I've been picked myself up by the bootstraps and kept on trucking. Because my mama didn't raise no loser. My mama didn't raise no quitter. My mama didn't raise no simp. My mama didn't raise no wussy. My mama didn't raise no none of that. My mama did teach me how to survive. That's what she did teach me how to do. How to work hard and how to survive. My mother did teach me that. So I kept going, I kept pushing. Because I understood
time to live, baby.
And I understood that what's temporary is not permanent. What's not current is not my conclusion. All I have to do is keep going. All I have to do is keep pushing. All I have to do is keep walking. All I have to do is keep getting through the process, getting through the journey to get on the other side. And when I got on the other side, but see, if I had these resources, I probably would have been further along. But instead of giving me the resources, or making the resources available, or having me like I should have been here, you sneak and connive to take my son. That's the difference. Because once I got the resources and I helped them, and I flourished. I'm flourishing. My children are flourishing. So delicious. Be real. I will be producing receipts. I will. Because I will. And everything. From time, because nobody wants to respond. Nobody wants to reach out to me. Nobody wants to speak to me. I can't. I cannot sit and be quiet. I cannot sit and not say anything no more. I cannot just keep letting this shit go and sweeping it under the rug. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sitting here.
Yes, you can.
Every day I take my kids to school. And I look at it and I see 4 of them running with me. And I'm always thinking
nobody reaching out. Keep going.
Want to add?
No, I want to say, if no one's reaching out, keep going, because sometimes people ain't gonna reach out. So just keep going, keep going. I'm just saying some encouraging words if she can hear me, because I like what she's saying right now. She had accountability for what she talked, what she done. Now she's heading forward, and I agree with that. And if nobody reach out, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. It don't. Okay, I'm gonna continue.
Do you know how hard that is And they want to say, well, you made your choice. You made your decision. No, I was forced to make that choice. I was coerced to make that decision. I was put under duress when the decision was made. Even we can all go to the second day of trial when the lawyer presented the evidence of me smoking a cigar. Took advantage of the fact that I didn't know the law, like a lawyer would know the law, to know what to say or what to do to force me into the agreement that was better for them, conducive for them. So let's just be real. Now, that's the only thing I'm about to clarify. I'm not clarifying nothing else. When I come out again, y'all gonna know, because I'm gonna post the receipts then. I need some help. I need a lawyer. I need for people to share this story. I need people to tag whoever they need to tag and make sure it's gonna be 3 lives. 2 I did earlier, 1 I'm doing right now. Because they need the whole story. Because people are commenting and saying things based off a 7-minute clip or a little clip. But they need the whole story. They need the whole story. They need the whole story. Because I'm not out here just bashing somebody because they already down. She been kicking me down and kicking me while I'm down for years. And if I wanted to do that to her, I could have been did that to her. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But everything to do with I am tired of reaching out and nobody is saying anything to me. And then calling me a liar. Telling me I'm lying. Telling me I'm not telling the truth. Trying gaslighting the truth. Or trying to make me feel like the events that transpired and happened didn't happen. Oh, no. I'm sick of that too.
People love to kick you down when you're down. People love to kick you while you're down too.
Let me just say, to be a righteous leader, to be a leader of a congregation, to be calling yourself a prophet of God, okay? Where in the Bible does it a king or a leader did not deal with a matter that's being brought to the forefront? I want to know where they do that at. Because even if this girl story don't sound right or whatever, as a leader, you want to get down to the matter. You're supposed to reason with you're supposed to lead by example. This doesn't sound like a leader to me. This sounds like a false prophet to me. Because why aren't you doing something about this situation? Rectifying the situation, clarifying the situation, letting the people know what's really going on with this girl and her child. That's all I want to know. I don't care about nothing else. There's a matter at hand that's being brought to the forefront and nobody's saying nothing about it. It's questionable to me.
And if you're a leader,
comes to the light.
And if you're a leader, why are you lying about this? Like, you just hiding not only are you confronting it, but you're lying about it. Talking about how the devil is attacking your family. And everybody needs to pray for y'all because the devil is attacking your family right now. That just sounds ridiculous. It sounds like manipulation to me.
It's high level witchcraft. So that's what it sounds like to me. Okay. Stand up for what's right or just fall for any old thing. I don't fall for any old thing. I'm standing up for what's right on all levels. And I will investigate and get down to the bottom of it because I want to know the truth. I'm a truth seeker. The only reason why I'm doing this video, I have never made a video on YouTube until I heard this story. So I feel very passionate about it. And I want to get down to the bottom of it. I want to share it. I want to speak about it until somebody says something from the Potter's house. And I'm going to tag all their names in the video. And I don't care about a channel. I don't care about the money on. I don't make money on YouTube. I don't care about none of this shit. They can shut me down. I don't care. I don't live for YouTube. So I'm not getting paid for none of this. I'm taking time out of my busy day, out of my busy life to share this woman's story. And that's all I'm doing.
Those Christians, they love to blame everything on the
They
devil.
can come for me. And
The
if they
devil's
want to come on
attacking
my
my
page,
films.
they want to leave comments, hey, I'm more than welcome to address you. But ain't nobody gonna come to my page and say nothing because you know they some cowards. But let's continue because we got like 6-7 minutes left, and then we're gonna close out.
Oh wait, before you continue, a true leader is a true king is a leader. A true king is a leader. So that if you don't understand what a leader is, look up a leader because that ain't it right there. All right, you can continue.
People stepping up, talking on their behalf as if they know facts when they don't. They still blind. I'm no longer blind. I see clear. The smoke has settled, and I see clear of how they preyed on my vulnerability. And I've been seeing this since 2016, leading into 2017. I've been seeing this, and I've been speaking up ever since then, and nobody has listened. So I hope somebody is listening now. I need a lawyer that's not afraid. That's what I need. A lawyer who cannot be bribed, who cannot be paid off, who's not afraid to get their hands dirty and do the work that's required when dealing with these people. That's what I need.
Oh, that's a good point, Michelle. So where is all the real righteous leaders of the black sector, the B1 sector, the community, whoever, whatever denomination you're affiliated with? Where is really all the leaders, the true leaders of righteousness, of truth seekers?
A lawyer, what? All these lawyers are some cowards right here. I mean, not one.
Who's scared of T.D. Jakes? What he gonna do? I mean, like for real, y'all.
Not one lawyer can defend this poor girl right here.
I wish I was a lawyer. I wish I was, because I've been went down there to that courthouse, and honey, that boy would have been coming back yesterday. I mean, it's crazy when you have women in the community that are not cowards, that are not afraid. These men are afraid. And I'm just speaking about the black community right now, with whatever's left of it. Nobody's standing up for right. Nobody is standing up for truth. Nobody is getting out here leading by example, what we were speaking about the other day. Nobody is taking a stand for right, what's right. So that's why the women got to do it. That's why the women got to do it. Just like that story I wanted to talk about with y'all, the mother and daughter that opened up the first black-owned gas station, Shell gas station in Florida. A woman and her daughter. No man in sight. So T.D. Jakes called himself a man of God. They referred to him as Jesus, really. Google T.D. Jakes and Jesus.
They refer
They
to
got
him as
falling
Jesus.
down at his feet.
Oh wow,
But you
he's
mean to tell
nowhere
me he
near like
can't
Jesus.
address this black woman concerning her child, who she clearly wants back? See, I'm getting triggered, but let's continue because it's like 7 more minutes left. We're gonna get through it.
Well, I want to say something like, can you
Go
hear
ahead,
me?
Dante.
Yeah. Oh, I can't sit back and let you just man bash. So, you know, just because he ain't no leader, whatever. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of men out there that are leaders. Just because he's fell short of what he's supposed to be doing. Don't label everybody that.
Dante, where is the man in his congregation that heard this story, seen this story? Where's the people in Dallas? Where's the lawyers in Dallas that heard this story, that's rejecting this girl, that's not answering her messages, that's not answering her phone calls? Where they at, Dante? Don't get me started. Where they at?
I don't know. I ain't
Okay,
gonna
so you want to
don't give
sit
me
up
the
here and
line.
be
I
like,
don't
oh,
know.
this is positive, all love everybody. It's not a all black man. Where the ones at that know about this story that's in Dallas that goes to the Potter's house? He got 30,000 members. You mean to tell me not one man in that congregation, not one deacon, they so quick to come out with holy water and oil and
I
lay
know.
hands
Why do
on
you
you,
keep
and they so
saying?
quick
Why do
to
you
tell
keep
you to give
saying
your
that's not the
money,
only one? I mean,
but they can't
clearly
help
he
it.
just said like it's all these lawyers don't want to speak up. All these where are these people? Where are the people that work in the church? What are they saying? Nobody's speaking up to defend this woman because everybody is just going by what Bishop T.D. Jakes is saying. Y'all
But
that scared to come up against him?
listen to what you listen to what you're saying. If I say all women ain't nothing, they not speaking up, then that would just label it as talking about all women, right? All women ain't doing nothing. But just one girl. I could say that, but that won't be
I don't
true.
see anybody else speaking up. That's why.
And what about the women in that church? They ain't spoke up. Nobody
What?
spoke up, right?
Oh, so
According to
women are
y'all.
supposed to be the leaders?
No, I'm just saying like
Why you
I'm
putting it
using
on
that
the
as
women
I'm
to
using
stand
that as an
up against
example.
a
Did he
powerful,
just say?
big
Did he
black
just say
giant?
women?
So what? So
No,
a frail, feminine, fragile
Oh my God.
woman supposed to go up against a big black bald-headed false prophet on her own, just take over and go to war with T.D. Jakes. But I thought the men
no,
were
I'm not
supposed to be
saying
the
that.
leaders.
No,
Would
my point
Malcolm X
was
do that? Would Martin Luther King
no,
do that? Would Martin
no,
Luther King send Coretta to the front line?
no.
So why you
That's not
telling
what
what
I'm
the
saying.
women? Oh, why are you pointing out what the women are supposed to be doing? Clarify.
All right, I'm gonna clarify that. I was saying I was using that example, but that's a bad example. But what I was trying to say was that you can't label everybody. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know if someone confronting him just because they're not in the media or social media don't mean it's not being discussed. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, just talking about it behind the stage, it's not going to get anything done. You need to go to the head front. Okay, you need to get in front of a crowd of people and speak out. Everybody has a voice. You're not, if you're just speaking behind the scenes, you're just speaking to the people at home. That's not going to get anything done.
Don't you want to get to the root of the problem? Because we were just talking about conflict resolution the other day. There's a conflict that has arisen, right?
Yes.
What are they doing to resolve this conflict with Michelle and her son? What are they doing?
As far
Oh,
as
we
I
won in
know, I
court.
haven't seen
We
anything done.
paid off all the lawyers. We paid the judges. We scammed. It was corruption involved. According to Michelle, she didn't get a fair trial, but they over here winning.
she came out of her own mouth and said she got to be accountable for the things she did, but right is right and wrong is wrong. So she got to have it where her wrong was at, and now it's going on that he's wrong because he's not dealing with the situation. He's running from the situation. So, but the thing I'm saying is for like to say like every man in that church ain't a man because they haven't came out and said anything, which we don't know what was said. That's all I'm saying. You don't know. Everybody don't be on social media. Everybody don't be on the news. So you don't know what's been said or
What
what's
are you
being
talking
done.
about? It's nothing being said.
Talking about the church. How you know? You know everybody in the Potter house? How you know that ain't nothing being
Because they
said?
came out on Sunday on the stage and started praying, had they prophetess up there praying against the people like me and people out here like Michelle and everybody that's trying to get the word out, saying that we're demons and devils and we're attacking them.
Yeah, well, I gotta see that. I ain't know nothing about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I said they going up on stage telling everybody that the devil is attacking their family.
So did they say exactly this, or they just said because the devil can attack anything as far as a family? It don't have to necessarily be this. Was they talking about this? Did they say this? Did they address this and say the devil is attacking my family because of this?
You lost me. I'm lost.
It is. Did they go on stage and say that the attack the attack is on my family because we got a baby from Michelle? Did they come on stage and say that?
I didn't see the video, so my mom just told me this is what they said. So, mom, did you see the video? Right. What did they say?
Their publicist came out and issued a statement. And then when they went to church this past Sunday, they had all the Jake's family members up there, no children. They didn't address the allegations of Cora's husband being charged with, we know. And then they didn't address Michelle and her story about their son Jason, but they had the lady up there speaking in tongues with holy oil and water, saying that the family is under attack. People are lying on them. They didn't accept no accountability of anything, didn't address her regarding her son whatsoever. Okay. So it's
Okay.
not, they're not saying anything, but we're innocent. She's lying and their family is under attack.
So
Okay, but let me
they didn't
continue
say
on.
she's lying. All right, go ahead.
I need somebody that's gonna fight for me, fight with me, and fight for other women that have gone through this. That's not afraid to be a voice when I need to shut the hell up and be quiet because I might say something I don't need to say. I need somebody. I need a ride or die Lord. That's what I need. Pour them my way. Send them my way. Because like I said, I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving in. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. Do you hear me? I am not letting up. I am not letting up. I'm not letting go. I'm not being quiet. I'm not being silent. I'm not getting off the nest. I'ma stand on them because I got truth walking with me on one side. I got honesty walking with me on the other side. I got wisdom walking in me in the front, and I got integrity covering my back. So baby, I'm gonna march. Do you hear me? And I'm gonna keep marching. And my kids gonna march too, because that's their brother. And my mama gonna march too, because that's her grandson. sister gonna watch too because that's her nephew. And my brother gonna watch too because that's his nephew. And my aunt gonna watch too because that's their nephew. We ain't letting up. We ain't letting up. And whatever calls, run that shit. Run that shit. Run that shit. Run that shit. Because I ain't letting up. This is for every soul that has been broken by the church. It's for every woman that has been taken advantage of by the church. It's for every family that has been destroyed by this church. I'm not letting up. This is for me. This is for my seed. This is for my legacy. This is for my son. I will not, I shall not, I cannot, I ain't gonna let up. Now run tell that. Run and tell that. And y'all know where to find, y'all know how to get in contact with me. Jake's family, y'all know how to get in contact with me. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
I got something to say. I got something to say. She said, for all the families that have been broken by this church, it made me think back to when she had said that she wasn't the only one going through this right now with this baby being stolen. So have they really stole other babies too from other women?
That ain't what she said.
She said it on the other video.
No, I'm saying she didn't say that other people. When you was asking the question, I was just answering, saying that ain't what she said. She said, have she stole any other, has anybody else stole any other babies? And I said, that's not what she said. On the other video too, she just said they had problems in there with the stuff that's going on in that church. She didn't name what it was. But if y'all heard something, y'all could tell me. I didn't hear that.
Mom, did you hear on the other video that she said that they had stole another baby before other babies? I thought
Yeah,
that's what she said.
I don't know exactly what she said, but she said she's not the first one that that this happened to.
So that sounds to me like they've done it before.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That she's not the first victim of this. Okay.
And if they have done that before, that's just crazy and that's sad.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that like people are people lovers, you know. They rather defend, you know, their person of interest because they like this person. But you gotta stand up for what's right at the end of the day. If you have any amount of integrity, you will stand up for what's right. These people don't have that though. And if anything is that he's been teaching in his church, how to be better, how to be this, how to be a super Christian, how to love, if all of these scriptures these people in here in this church has been accurate and they've been demonstrating this in their lives, why ain't nobody saying nothing? If everything that he's speaking of is true, and these people believe in this man and the word, they wouldn't have a problem with speaking up for what's right. They wouldn't have an issue with saying, hey, what's going on with this girl and the baby? They wouldn't have a problem. They're not living up to integrity. They're not living up to the truth. You think they in there living by the 10 commandments? You lying, you stealing, and y'all would kill to keep y'all name and y'all perfect image. But it's 2022. It's time for truth. I don't care if you in the church, but if you stand up for what's right, it don't matter where you at. A person that holds integrity would be the same way in a church, okay, on the streets, in a home, in a family. And the number one place where you're supposed to be represented as a leader first is in your home. be a leader of a
Amen.
30,000 congregation of people and millions of people online that listen to you and follow you. You can't even manage and run your own household. Don't come telling me shit about my life. Don't come telling me nothing about my household until you clean out your own. And until this matter is addressed regarding Michelle Loud and her son, I don't want to hear shit that Jake's got to say. They can go on live TV every Sunday in front of millions of people and not address an issue, not address allegations. I just heard about this story, but this girl been speaking about this for what, 3-4 years now? So who really lying? Who really is covering up shit? But let the truth be told. And let all truth seekers come out and start speaking the truth against anybody that's doing anything wrong. It's time for people to start standing up for what's right. Families are being destroyed, but you're supposed to be bringing people together. You're supposed to be in the church to help people. But instead of helping them, you prey on their weaknesses. You prey on their vulnerabilities. And you call yourself a man of God. You're not a man of God. You're a false prophet. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing. And that's demonstrated by your fruits. The Jakes family got some explaining to do. And I'm going to be following this story. And I'm going to be keeping up with it. Because, Michelle, I got your back. And anybody want to say anything, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I'm closing out. I'm triggered, y'all. Thank y'all for listening, and catch us on the next video.